morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, only 8 members only attended till now. Let me wait for another 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so let me start. Okay, is there any doubt yesterday what we discussed last class? Last class what we discussed is we are in the composition of liquid, or we can say for liquid mixtures we are discussing how to measure the concentration of liquid mixture. First one is gram per liter, gram of solute by liter of solution. Then normality, gram equivalent of solute by volume of solution. Then molarity, capital M, it is gram mole of solute by volume of solution in liter. Then molality, small m, it is gram mole of solute by kg of solvent in, okay, or solvent in kg. Okay, solution, you know, it is a mixture of solute plus solvent. And other things what we discuss is, this gram equivalent in normality, the gram equivalent term is there. Gram equivalent is nothing but weight by equivalent weight, and equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight by valency. Again, we know that normality is equal to capital N is equal to molarity, capital M, into valency. Okay, based on these things we solve many 3 to 4 numericals. So at the last, another concentration of another unit to measure the concentration of something in the liquid, that is ppm. Okay, ppm, or what it is called, parts per million. About that we are discussing last class. Okay, let me start. Okay, so this is what we are discussing. This is ppm is the another. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, so this is already we discussed. Let me revise you quickly. So for liquid concentration, liquid or any gas concentration, okay, general gas concentration also we are, another unit is ppm. ppm means what? Parts per million. 1 ppm means 1 part per 1 million part. Okay, then we can say, write once again, 1 parts per 1 million means what? 10 lakh. Okay, and 1 lakh is equal to 10 to the power 5. So 10 million. So 1 million is equal to 10 to the power 6 parts. Okay, 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. And 10 lakh, 1 lakh is equal to 10 to the power 5. 10 to the power 5. So total is 10 to the power 6. So we can say 1 ppm is equal to 1 parts per 10 to the power 6 parts. Or we can say, suppose A plus B mixture is there, certain mixture is there, that is of 10 to the power 6 volume. Okay, or you can say, 1 ppm is equal to 1 parts per 10 to the power 6 part. Okay, suppose A is the solute. A is the solute. Then B is the solvent. Okay, so if the A plus B, the volume is 10 to the power 6 meter cube. Suppose A plus B, the mixture of solute plus solvent, or you can say solution. It has the volume 10 to the power 6 meter cube. Then in 10 to the power 6 meter cube, if 1 meter cube of A is present, this is what? Solute. A plus B, the total solution, suppose say 10 to the power 6, or we can say 1 million. Okay, that is the 1 million parts. Then in that solution, if only 1 meter cube the solute is present, then we can say the concentration of A is 1 ppm, or we can say it is one part present per 10 to the power 6 part. Okay, or we can say if 1 liter of something present in 10 to the power 6 liter. Okay, or you can say 1 gram of something present in 10 to the power 6 gram of something. Okay, 1 gram of A is present in A plus B, that is 10 to the power 6 gram, that will call 1 ppm. Okay, so how to convert this ppm to gram per liter? Okay, the ppm to gram per liter, 1 ppm is equal to 1 milligram per liter. Okay, or in other word we can say, suppose the solute is 1 milligram present in a solution of 1 liter. Okay, if 1 milligram of solute present in 1 liter of solution, this is A, suppose say solute is A, suppose solvent is B. Okay, and the solution is A plus B. Okay, suppose in 1 liter of solution 1 milligram of solute is present, that is called also 1 ppm. Okay, please remember, very important thing. Okay, based on that we will solve one problem. Okay, please read the question, all of you. Caustic soda flakes means some powders obtained from a manufacturing are found to contain 600 ppm of silica. Okay, so basis, first thing what we write, basis means what? Can anyone say? Last class we discussed, in basis what we have to write?
Assumption of the solution and the given information.
Given data we have to write. So it is given 600 ppm of silica, SiO2 present in caustic soda flakes. Okay, this information is given. So suppose we can say it is solute. Solute is what? Solute is SiO2. Okay, it is how much? Okay, solute we can't say. Just understand like that. Some caustic soda flakes is there. Okay, this is present. It is what? Caustic soda flakes. In this, there are various things will be there. Okay, that is a mixture of various things in which this part. So suppose this is the total volume, and this is called 600 ppm. So suppose this is the total mass. Suppose this is the total mass. In this total mass, 600 ppm of SiO2 is there. Okay. So what we have to do is you have to convert it the impurity. Impurity means what? This is impurity. Okay. You have to convert it to mass percent. How you can convert? So mass percentage means what? You know that it will be mass of what? Solute by total mass. Okay. So total mass it is not given to you. Okay. So what we can take? So we can assume it. So what we have to assume is let the total weight of caustic soda flakes is equal to 100 gram. Okay, this we can assume. Okay, this we assume because no information is given. So in the basis we assume this weight is 100 gram. So total mass is now 100 gram. So we can say mass of solute, or we can say mass of solute means silica by 100 gram. So in the question again read, what is that? Yeah. Caustic soda flakes obtained from a manufacturing are found to contain 600 ppm silica. Okay. 600 ppm silica means what? In caustic soda plus. Okay. This is present, this is given information. 600 ppm means what? It means, suppose you are even expressing in gram unit. So 600 parts of SiO2 present in 10 to the power 6 parts of caustic soda. Okay, I think this is clear to you. ppm means 1 ppm means one part of that thing present in 10 to the power 6 parts. 600 ppm means 600 parts of that thing present in 10 to the power 6 part of the caustic soda. Okay, so in these questions, what we take the basis? The basis we take the total weight of caustic soda is 100 gram. Okay, sorry. Okay, we are discussing 600 ppm means 600 parts of silica is present in 10 to the 6 part of caustic soda. So we can write it 600 gram of silica present in 10 to the power 6 gram of caustic soda. Okay, is there any confusion in this statement? Are you able to understand this line?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. How it come? Can you please explain?
Same answer. The gram.
Yeah.
Sir, we have converted it from ppm to grams now, sir.
Yeah. 600 ppm it is there. 600 ppm means what? 600 parts.
Parts per 10 power 6 parts.
600 over 6 parts. These parts we can write anything. If 600 gram in 10 to the 6 gram, 600 liter in 10 to the 6 liter, or 600 kg in 10 to the 6 kg, anything we can write. This is parts means what? This parts means suppose this part we divide equal parts. Okay. How many parts is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Total is 16 parts. Okay, suppose certain content is this, out of this 16 part, the black dots are this one. So we can say what? 2 parts
Per 16
in
parts.
16 parts. Similarly, yeah. 1 ppm means 600 ppm means 600 parts present in 10 to the 6 part. Or we can say gram, kilogram, everything we say. For our, as the question it is asked in mass percent, so it took as gram. So 600 gram present in 10 to the 6 gram of caustic soda. Okay. So in 1 gram of caustic soda, in 1 gram of caustic soda, how many milligram of this silica will present? It is 600 by 10 to the power 6 gram of silica will present. Okay. Then what is our basis? We take 100 gram. In 100 gram of caustic soda, how many it will present? 600 into 100 by 10 to the power 6 gram of silica. Okay. So in 100 gram, how much gram of silica it is present? It is nothing but 0.0642 gram of silica. In 100 gram of caustic soda, this much gram of silica is present. Is this clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then we have to calculate this mass percentage of silica. Mass percent of silica means what? Mass of silica, it is means 0.06 gram by total mass. Total mass is 100 gram. Okay, how much percentage it is coming? Okay, in 200 we have to multiply, na? Percentage it is asked. So it is coming 0.06%. Okay. If you don't understand, then please ask me again. Otherwise, it will be in the notes. Please read it once again. If still you can't understand, then please ask me. Okay. So the next numericals, we will going to solve it. Okay, this is the last numerical. Then we will discuss some theory part. Okay, so let us quickly solve it. Okay, all of you please read the question. Okay, so what is the basis? A sample of light diesel oil, LDO we can say, okay, in short form. From a refinery, means from a refinery we got this product that is called LDO. That is found to contain, in that LDO, it is contained 0.68 by mass percent sulfur. Okay, we can say 0.68% of sulfur. I am writing short in L. Okay, sulfur present in LDO. Okay, LDO sample. The density of LDO is the density of LDO. It is given 0.85 kg per liter. Okay, so this is in mass percentage. Okay, mass percentage it is given. So this you have to convert in ppm. Okay, how to do it? So ppm, 1 ppm is what? It is called 1 parts per
10 power 6 parts.
10 to the 6 parts. Okay. So another is what? It is called 1 milligram per liter. If some liquid plus solid composition is there, in that case we will measure it as 1 milligram per liter. Here you see some sulfur is there and some sample is there. Okay. So let us convert it. So sulfur content in ppm. This is what in the question it is asked. So it will be mass of, or you can say weight of sulfur in milligram per volume of volume of solvent, sorry, volume of solution. Solution means LDO in liter. Okay. In ppm, 1 ppm means what? 1 milligram per liter. Milligram is what? It is the parts, one parts. One part means that is weight of the solute. Solute here is sulfur. Okay, solvent, the solution is LDO solution. LDO is the light diesel oil or the product. Okay, so how to convert it? First we have to convert, we have to find the volume of LDO. Okay, how to calculate the volume of LDO? The information it is given, density of LDO it is given. So if you know the mass of LDO, then we can calculate the volume of LDO. So for that, what we have to do, we have to assume the mass of LDO to be 100 milligram. Okay, sorry, 100 gram. Okay, so let the mass of LDO to be each 100 gram. Then we can say mass of LDO is equal to 100 gram. Then the density of LDO is, it is given 0.85 kg per liter. Okay, we can write it as a 0.85 into 10 to the power 3 gram per liter. Okay, because here the unit we took gram, so we are converting into gram. Or we can say it is 850 gram per liter. Okay, then volume of LDO is equal to mass into density. Okay, mass into density means mass is what? Okay, just a minute. Density. Okay, sorry. The density is mass per volume. Okay, so volume will be mass by density. Okay, mass it is given 100 gram. Density it is given 850 gram per liter. Okay, the volume will be, divide it please, 100 by 850. It is coming 0.117 liter. Okay, the volume of LDO is 0.117 liter. Or the mass of LDO that we assume 100 gram. The density of LDO it is given. So volume of LDO will be 0.117 liter. Okay. So the volume of LDO we calculate in liter. Then we have to calculate the weight of sulfur in milligram. Okay, so for that, what is the information given? 0.86% by mass of sulfur is present in sample. So 0.68 mass percent of LDO present in LDO sample. Okay, sorry. 0.6 mass percent of sulfur is present in 100 gram of LDO. Okay, so 0.6 mass percent of so mass percentage of sulfur is what? 0.68. This we can write it as a weight of sulfur in gram by total weight in gram. Okay, so 0.68 will be equal to total weight is what? 100 gram by this weight of sulfur in gram. Okay, so weight of sulfur in gram, can anyone say? Then weight of sulfur is equal to 100 into 0.68, or you can say 68 gram. Okay, so the volume of LDO we calculate, then weight of sulfur we calculate.
Sir.
For the, yes,
Sir,
yes, yes.
into 100, he given mass percentage, not mass per total weight. Into 100.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, mass percentage means we have to multiply 100. Okay, so 100 it will come 0.68 gram. Okay, and then this sulfur content in ppm we have to calculate. Okay, so for that this volume of LDO in liter we calculated, then weight of sulfur in milligram we have to calculate. Okay, so what is it comes? 600 gram of sulfur, it come in gram unit. So we have to convert it in milligram unit. So 0.68 into 10 to the power 3 milligram. Okay, so now the concentration of sulfur in ppm is equal to weight of sulfur in milligram. It is 0.68 into 10 to the power 3 milligram by the volume of LDO in liter. How much it came? 0.117 liter. Okay, so the answer will be 0.68 it will be 5811 ppm. Okay, so let me check. Okay, it is nearly that much it will come. Okay, not very. Okay, this is all about the ppm calculations. Next we will discuss another thing. Okay, some theory parts we will discuss. This is all about the numerical. Today we have to discuss. So for liquid solution, suppose some liquid solution is there. Okay, how we are measuring? The gram per liter, normality, molarity, molality. Now we discuss ppm. Okay, so another unit is also there. Okay, so why these units are there? To measure concentrations. Okay, to measure the liquid concentration in liquid, how much solute is there or how much liquid is there. These are things we are using in the mixture of liquid. So another thing is also there, that by measuring the specific gravity of liquid, by measuring the specific gravity of a liquid, okay, of some liquid mixture, we can tell the concentration of that liquid mixture. Okay, so let me once again tell you. So another unit to measure the concentration of liquid mixture. How? Suppose one liquid mixture is there. Okay, so this is the solution. So in that solution, the specific gravity, if we measure, okay, from that specific gravity, we can say the concentration of that liquid mixture. So before that, can anyone say what is meant by specific gravity? Okay, what is specific gravity? Okay, what is density? Anyone please respond, what is density?
Mass into volume, sir.
Okay, what is your roll number?
3, sir.
Okay, density is not mass into volume, it is mass per volume. Mass by volume. Okay.
Mass by volume.
Okay, for water, what is the density of water?
1, sir.
1 is what? Unit.
Gram per centimeter cube, sir.
Okay. So please read the introduction, the PDF that I sent, all information is there. Okay, please read these things. Okay, so specific gravity means what? Suppose certain solution is there, okay? So specific gravity means the density of a solution at T1 Kelvin, suppose certain temperature, okay? The density of a solution. Density of solution, how you measure? The density is nothing but mass of solution. You can measure how much kg or how much gram it is. Then volume of solution. In the measuring flask, you can measure the what is the volume. This solution is there. Okay. First we put in the weighing scale. We can calculate that is the mass of. And same thing we pour in the measuring scale. Okay, we can calculate the volume. Okay. So this mass by volume, it will come density. Density we can calculate. Density of a solution by density of the reference solution at T2 Kelvin, at T1 Kelvin. Okay. So reference solution is generally water. Okay, let me explain once again. Suppose certain sugar solution is there. Sugar solution means what? It is the mixture of sugar and water. So someone is asked you to calculate the concentration of sugar. How you can calculate? Is it possible for you to calculate the concentration? Suppose some salt and water mixture is there. How you can calculate? There are certain analytic techniques. Okay, using that analytical technique or titration methods, we can calculate. But there is another method, that is by using the specific gravity. Okay, using the specific gravity, we can calculate the concentration, exact concentration of this sugar solution in a very easy manner. Okay, how we can calculate? Let me discuss. Okay. So first, what we think is that for sugar solution, what we take is the okay, let me tell once again. Suppose some sugar is there and some water is there. Suppose what we take 100 ml of water will take and 1 gram of sugar will take. Again 2 gram sugar in 100 ml. 5 gram, 3 gram, 4, 5 till okay in 100 ml, in 100 ml, in 100 ml. Please listen carefully. Okay, this is not come, but it will be a concept. And this 100 ml water, we can write 100 gram because water has density 1. Or you can say 100 ml of water will have the weight of. Suppose okay, let me explain this. Suppose 100 ml of water you take. Okay, this is 100 ml. How you measure? the water you took and you put in the measuring cylinder. Suppose this is 100 ml. Okay, this much of water you take. And what you do is you will put another beaker, this water, and you will weight it. And the weight it will come exactly 100 gram. Okay, then the density of water is what? Weight per volume, weight is what? 100 gram by volume is 100 ml, or you can say 100 ml of water has the weight of 100 gram. So it is nothing but 1 gram per liter. Okay, this is called density, or you can say 1 gram per ml. Or you can say this 1 ml of water has the weight of 1 gram. Okay, or 100 ml has 100 gram. So what is the mass percentage of sugar in solution? Uh, 1 by 100 into 100. Okay, it is called 1%. Here it is 2%, here 3%, here 4%, here 5%. Okay. 5 by 100 into 100. Okay. Then this density of sugar solution. Density of sugar solution we can measure how? Suppose say 5 gram of sugar mixed in 100 gram, or we can say 100 ml of water. Okay, suppose this mixture solution is there. This is called sugar solution, in which 5 gram of sugar is mixed with 100 gram or 100 ml of water. Then what we have to take is next, in measuring cylinder, suppose say this is 100 ml, you have to pour this sugar solution here till 100 ml. Okay, till 100 ml you have to pour this sugar solution. And for this 100 ml, what we have to do is, again you have to weight that 100 ml. How much you have to pour it another beaker, and how much weight it will come. How much it will come? It will come above 100 gram, below 100 gram, or equal to 100 gram. Okay, all of you, anyone who got my question, please respond. If this solution is there, 5 gram of sugar and 100 gram of water is there, or 100 ml of water is there, first we take from that solution, we take 100 ml of sugar solution, and we will measure that weight. What will be that weight it will come? It will be more than 100 gram, less than, or equal to 100 gram. If you don't know, then please say no. Okay, if you people are not interested, then I am not going to discuss these things. Okay. So this is the notes. Okay, how to calculate the specific gravity of solution. There are different type of unit. First one is, these are things, the concepts. Okay, when you go to any industry, anything, they are accept. Okay, without this concept, in the interview you will go to a very good company. They will ask these concepts also only. If you are not interested, then I will not discuss. Okay, all the this will not come here in examination. So what will come in the examination is this one. So specific gravity is nothing but density of solution at certain temperature by density of water. Okay, and as this density is gram per liter by gram per liter. So it has no unit. Okay, so there are different type of forms to measure the specific gravity of liquid solution. First thing is degree Twaddell. It is nothing but 20 into specific gravity minus 1. Suppose the specific gravity of certain sugar solution, it come 2. Then Twaddell will be, degree Twaddell will be, so the specific gravity in degree Twaddell will be 20 into 2 minus 1, or we can say 20 degree Taudel. Okay. The another unit is Baume, or we can represent it as a degree BE. Okay. So how to convert the specific gravity into Baume? 140 by specific gravity by 130. Okay. This is for the liquid heavier than water. If the density of any liquid is more than 1, for that this calculation we are using, or less than 1. For liquid that is heavier than water, the Baume calculation formula is this one, 145 minus 145 by Sg. For petroleum products, okay, how the density is calculated? If you go to any petroleum product, you are purchasing the petrol, diesel, everything, okay, whatever the petroleum product, other things, the crude oil that are purchased, there also the density is mentioned. Okay, but the density it is mentioned in API scale, not in gram per liter. Okay, so how they are converting this density to API scale? The formula is written here, 141.5 by Sg by 131.5. If you go to any sugar industries, okay, if you go to in sugar industry, or if you are purchasing any sugar solution syrup, okay, in there they are mentioned the sugar solution quantity not in gram per liter. Okay, they will explain in the Brix unit. Okay, that Brix is also a specific gravity unit that will be helpful to measure the concentration of sugar present in the solution. Okay, this is nothing but 400 by Sg minus 400. All the Sg, that is the specific gravity, we have to calculate certain temperature. Now the temperature is nothing but 15 degrees centigrade only. Okay. So let me correct it, just a minute. Okay. So this is what we discussed about how to represent the composition of solids and composition of liquid. How to represent the composition of solid? Can anyone say what are those things? Anyone listening? Please respond.
Yes, sir, we are listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Roland. Okay. So the question is, we discussed the composition of solids in the mixture. In the mixture of solid. How we are representing them? First in mass percent. Another, sir?
Mole.
Mass fraction. Okay. Another is mole percent. Another here, mole fraction. These are the things, okay, that by which we can represent the composition of solid. Composition of liquid, same mole percent, mass percent, mass percent, mass fraction, mole percent, mole fraction. Another is volume percent, volume fraction. Okay, this is when the liquid plus liquid mixture is there. But when from solid plus liquid mixture will be there, for that what we are representing? The solute percent. Okay, solute fraction and solute more solid fraction. Other units are the gram per liter, normality, molality, molality, and ppm. 1 ppm is equal to 1 mg per liter, and specific gravity. Okay, these are the things what we discussed for representing the composition of liquid. Next we will come to the last part of this unit 1, that is composition of gases. Okay, how to represent the composition of mixture of gases? Okay, so before that, what we discuss is the ideal gas and real gas. Can anyone say what is ideal gas and what is real gas? If you don't know, then anyone please respond no, so that I will explain.
Sir, explain, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, ideal gas and real gas. So, the kinetic theory of gases. Real gases means the gases. Okay, what is the gas? Solid. First one is solid, liquid, and gas. In solid, the components or elements are tightly packed.
Closely.
In liquid, it is loosely packed. And gaseous, it has independent of the one molecule is independent of another molecule, or we can say the attraction force is negligible. Okay, negligible force between two molecules in the gases. And the volume, the gases will occupy the volume. The solid has definite volume. The liquid will have a definite volume, and these gases will occupy the volume of the container in which it was kept, because there is no, suppose the 10 molecules of, suppose this 4 molecules or 5 molecules of gas is there. So if you kept this 5 molecule of gas here, what they will do? They will stay here like this. The same 5 molecules will kept in here, so they will stay like here. Okay, they will occupy the volume. Okay, because they have this attraction force is less, so they can occupy the volume of the container. So ideal gas means in gases generally the attractive force is less. Okay, but in real gas they have some attractive force. So ideal gas is a theoretical gas. Theoretical gas in which we assume the attraction force between the molecule is negligible or no. Okay, so for that, why we are calculating this ideal gas law? Because we have to, for a gas, the relation between various states of matter, states, is required. What are the various properties? Pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles. Okay, we have to calculate for any gas what is the relationship between these states. For that, what we have to do? First, we define for ideal gas. For an ideal gas, what is the relationship between this property for an ideal gas? Okay, for a gas, what is the relationship between the various properties? That we define by what? By ideal gas law. What was that? PV is equal to nRT. Okay, this is called ideal gas law. And this gas law, the next what we take is, we will take some real gas. For the real gas also, we'll calculate this PV, temperature, and this PV is equal to NT will calculate, nRT, what are it? Okay, NT will calculate, and then we'll find out this real gas is how much it is deviating from this ideal gas law. There is nothing like ideal gas. Ideal gas is a theoretical gas. Okay, but why we are using the ideal gas law is because we have to calculate this real gas is how much deviating, or we have to compare one real gas from another real gas. Okay, so how we are doing the a comparison between the one real gas. So what we do is, this is as a reference, we will take this ideal gas reference as a reference. So from this ideal gas law, first we calculate how much deviation is there for this real gas 1. And the same thing we will calculate how much deviation is here for the real gas 2. Then we can compare how the real gas 1 is different from real gas 2. Okay, this is the purpose of calculating the ideal gas law. Okay, that is the only theoretical equation to compare how much the real gas, the behavior of real gas, or how the real gases are deviating from its ideal property. Okay. So first thing is, for ideal gases, first we will discuss some rules, okay, or we can say law. Boyle's law. Can anyone say what is Boyle's law? You already studied many times in the intermediate, in your school time. Okay, in maybe in BSc first year, second year, you came to know these things. What is Boyle's law?
At constant temperature, pressure inversely proportional to volume.
Yeah. So let me write it. For a, exactly you have to write, okay, for a given mass of gas, for a given mass of gas, the volume of the gas is inversely proportional to the, for a given mass of gas, the volume of gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of gas at constant temperature. Okay, so let me write it. Mass is constant. Okay, and this temperature is constant. Suppose certain gas is there. Okay, this is the gas. One gas will kept in the container. Suppose the mass is what? Constant, because it is in a closed container. Okay, so gas will not go out and any other gas will not come out. So mass is constant. Then what we will do is we will keep in the insulation. Certain insulation will keep it. And temperature is always constant. Then at this condition, if you measure the pressure of the gas and the volume of gas, then what we will find it for ideal gas, this volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Okay, the volume will come inversely proportional to pressure. This is called Boyle's law. Then what is Charles' law? Anyone please respond? For a given mass of gas, the pressure of the gas is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, sorry. For a given mass of gas, the volume of gas is directly proportional to the temperature. Okay, for a given mass of gas, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature at a constant pressure. Okay, so if we combine this in the Boyle's law, this volume is proportional to, inversely proportional to pressure, or you can say P into B is equal to constant.
కార్తిక.
నేను అదే అడుగుదాం అనుకుంటున్నా సార్. లెఫ్ట్ కదా?
అదే.
జీవన్ కూడా లేడే.
అవును, ఏమైంది? ఇద్దరు
Okay,
left
okay.
అయిపోయినారు.
Excuse me, all of you, please. There was some technical issue, so my Teams app was got stopped. Okay, so I think I again joined it. Okay, so what we are discussing is this ideal gas law. Okay, it is having Boyle's law and Charles law. For Boyle's law, okay, the time is up. Okay, from the next class we will start it again once again. Okay, then for my request is all of you please read the ideal gas law and the real gas law. The real gas law is what? Van der Waals law. Okay, you already know it. You read it. Anyway, we will discuss in the next class. So, is there any doubt in today's class?
No, sir, we understood.
Okay, thank you. The notes.
Sir, if any doubt, we'll read that.
In every class, I am asking about doubt. Okay, so no one is asking any doubts. Okay, again, one thing I want to say. This is the numerical subject. Okay, 80% questions will come from numerical questions will come. So I can't guarantee that exact numerical what I am discussing that will come in the final examination. Okay, it is up to the examiner who is setting the question paper. Okay, as you know, the question paper will come from outside. So it is my request is to please understand the concept. And I am solving the problem related to 2 through 3 concepts. Okay, if you find the problems, the numericals what I have given, all the numericals are based on different concept. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to apply those concepts or the basic things to solve the numerical, whatever the numerical it is coming. Okay. So please listen to the concepts carefully so that any problem that will come that you can answer. Or else you please go to your standard books or previous year question papers. If you solve the numericals, if you come with difficulties, then share the questions or the numericals to me. We will solve in the classroom. Okay, that will be the better option. Okay, so let me download the attendance. Okay, thank you. So all of you, I think you will have another class. Please leave the class and join another class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.